Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot nanny.
Hey everyone, yes it is a Monday, but you are back with Trackside with Kokpit, proudly brought to you by the crew at GARAGE16, Kinser and Booker, with a big week ahead of a special event that gets underway at Booker's home track down there at Miani Speedway this Friday, Saturday. Good afternoon, Books, or good evening.
Good evening, mate. Yeah. What a great event coming up this weekend, eh? It's going to be the revival of the Peter Barry teams, man. I mean, we haven't seen it for a couple of years. I mean, we had the old COVID and then the cyclone that hit us here in the Hawke's Bay, and mate, I'm just pumped and chomping at the bit for this weekend, I tell you. And it's great. We've got 11 teams, you know, which is even more fantastic to have all that support from all the clubs around the country, you know, and to really just revive this event, mate. It's going to be frickin' spectacular, eh?
Yeah, especially when you take a look at most of the speedway tracks. The season is wrapped up, not for maybe some, you know, but a couple more tracks about 2-3 weeks, maybe a month ago in the race season for the season. It's hard to believe how quick the season's gone by, but it has been a very long season, of course, marred by a little bit of wet weather up and down the countryside at the tracks. And I think Stockcar teams, you know, the guys we're going to talk to over the next few days, they'll be looking forward to it. They'll be chomping at the bit to do teams action, especially in stock cars. I was up at Auckland at the Nationals up there and with the Rascals one. And, man, those guys don't hold back. They put on a hell of a show. And no doubt you're going to see that on Friday and Saturday.
100%, mate, and there's a lot of teams racing going to happen on that Friday night. I think there's 11 teams races on that Friday night. So that's a lot of teams racing, mate. That's well worth the penny to go sit on the seat and watch some fun and watch these guys. I mean, the gladiators of the sport, we'll call them, won't we? I mean, they put everything on the line, and there's no hold barred. It's into it, and that's why we love our teams racing, whether it be super stocks or stock cars, or even street stock teams racing in the South Island. I mean, even that's pretty spectacular too down there. So, but you know, speaking of the South Island, we all been talking about it. We had a great build-up show last week with Mike King and Case Muse and our man from Beachlands, you know, and then on the Friday night, it all went pear-shaped down there. Something that I said to someone today, Kins, you know, we probably won't even see that in our lifetime again, something like that. It was such a freak accident that car jumped the fence like that, mate. But I think the best thing we can do when we talk about that incident is let's learn from it. And the thing we can learn from it is those people walking were very lucky, you know, a couple of seconds later, and they might have had a car on them. Now, I've always said when I go to Speedway, because I don't know about you, but I've always said, and I've say to people, never walk with the racing at your back. When there's a race on, walk the direction so you're walking into the racing so you see what's coming towards you. That's not just because a car can come over the fence, obviously, now, but, you know, bits fly off cars, things happen, wheels break. I mean, that's the nature of our sport. So if we could take anything out of this accident, let's take some, let's get some education, I suppose, out there for everybody. And the other thing is, you know, some of those banked tracks like that, and at Miani, which is real the same, you know, we let our kids play around by the catch fencing and that while the racing's on. Well, I don't. My grandkids, mate, when the racing starts, they got to sit beside me. It's that simple. It's always been that with my kids as well. So just a little bit of thing there for everybody. When you're at the speedway, it's a dangerous sport. Things happen. Things fly off. Once in a lifetime car goes over the fence, which has happened, which is unbelievable. But just keep your kids away from that fence when the racing's on. Make them sit beside you, because the attitude of, oh, she'll be right, it won't happen to me, that's just the wrong attitude to have at such a place. You know, we love our sport. We love watching our gladiators of sport race around and do what they can do to entertain us, but let's keep our families safe, Kins, you know. walk in the direction of the racing if you've got to walk during the racing so you can see it coming towards you. And don't let your kids run around like that. Let them run around in between races, not during races. Get them away from those fences.
You and I travel the countryside over the season to many speedway events, and both of us get on edge and we see the kids playing around down by the fence. And then out of the blue, once the race is just about ready to go, the green flag drops, and then you see mums, dads, caregivers, grandparents, family members run down, grab their kids. It's like, please, if you can hold on to your kids even before that even starts, and while the racing's going, just keep an eye on your kids, basically. But that goes for everyone. It's not just the kids we're talking about, but for everyone. Like you said, keep an eye out for everything, because, man, I'd never ever thought, and I spoke to some street stock drivers at Huntley, and they'd never thought they'd see a street stock go flying over a fence. So, just be mindful. Look, it's all in your programs and everything. You enter the facility at your own risk and all that. But we just want to share a bit of positivity, because obviously this has been highlighted in mainstream media as such in regards to what it is. The accident was all it was highlighted. Not really was it really spoken about the actual focus of that event when we had Mike and Case and, of course, Matt Stewart on. So that's the event we're talking about this coming weekend. How bloody good, though, to have a council. There you go. Sponsoring the bloody
event. You like that, eh?
Council's
behind it, eh? You bloody council, are you? Hey,
I'm a councillor.
Holy moly.
Holy hell. I don't know how they got there through, but that's pretty cool. I just wanted to share that. And yeah, it's really cool. And look, just before we do get into to the actual show, I just want to share this too, because Booker alluded to it at the start. The event marred by Cyclone Gabrielle, that won in 2023, 2024. Obviously, that's all going to be decided this Friday, Saturday. COVID won back in 2020. Then there's some of the results from 2010. Where, of course, the Raiders beat the Pumas. Pumas in back-to-back. Nothing held in 2013. Maulers, Vulcans, Rascals back-to-back. Not completed 18. Alleycats, who we're going to catch up with tonight. The Maulers, who Booker's going to be talking to with on Wednesday. The Kings. And then that pretty well explains the event. And, yeah, just something I wanted to share anyway. Say something about that. But
the event's got a lot of history to it, Kins. It's good to see it coming back so strong in the way it is at the moment, and then the club is just doing so much to make it a good event, and their focus, I know their focus has been on the drivers as well, trying to give the drivers the best they can for the night, which is good, because then they turn up, and then us as the crowd get to see a spectacular event. Wednesday night I'll be live from the club rooms. Club rooms will be open from 6:30 p.m. If you're in the area, you can come in and join us for the show. We're going to talk to some Maulers, talk to some Orange Roughies, and live draw the teams and see who faces who. And yes, and so the club rooms will be open, the bar will be open, refreshments and drinks and stuff. And so yeah, come join us Wednesday night from 6:30. The show still starts at 7, but the club rooms will be open from 6:30. So yeah, and that's the live draw Wednesday night, Kins. But tonight we have, and oh yeah, of course the Pits as well. Pits, if you can't make it, the Pits TV, of course, are streaming the event, and they'll do a fantastic job, no doubt. And I will be helping the Pits on the Friday and Saturday, working with Bianca and the Pits there, interviewing drivers and talking to people. So that's exciting too, Kins.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Well, let's get into that, because we've got 6 drivers joining us tonight from 3 teams, and we'll start with this team. And
Auckland. See if you can pick the right ones out, mate. There's it, Peterberry, Auckland Championship. Oh, who we got there? So there you go. Look at that, people. There's your Auckland Alleycats team, and joining us tonight will be Bryce and Max.
Yep, that's right. Shall we bring them in? Shall I bring them in?
Yeah, bring them in, brother.
All right, where's Bryce? There's Bryce, and there's Max.
Hey, team.
Hey, boys.
How's it going? Evening, boys.
Yeah, good. Hey, thanks for coming to join us. I know it's a pretty full-on week, short turnaround, and obviously Peter Barris gets underway Friday, and no doubt you'll be watching the show just to see who you'll be taking on this coming Wednesday. As Booker said in the intro, it's going to be the live draw done. Max, mate, you're excited, no doubt. You'll be just itching to get into a bit of teams action.
Yeah, mate. Looking forward to getting back out there. I sort of had a taste of it this season down in Palmy with the boys, and we managed to pick up 1 win and a loss. So it'll be good to get back out there and foot it with the best of them.
Wicked, mate. Bryce, what about yourself, mate? You love the sport, obviously. The name Vasey's been around for like a million years in the sports, but you be just hanging out to get out there and put the car on the line and do what you got to do for the Alleycats.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, being my first time giving it a go, try my best to obviously help the boys get across the line first, and yeah, put the car on line, 100%.
So your first time, Bryce. What about you, Max? You said you'd done down in Palmy. Any other teams experience prior to that?
Nah, just we had a friendly against Huntly at the start of the season, just to give us a bit of a taste. But the first major event was Palmy Teams Invasion this year. So, no,
How'd you find that, mate? How'd you find that?
Oh, it's a big step up.
Yeah.
There's definitely, you take your hat off to those guys that do it season after season. There's a lot of preparation goes into it, and you gotta have a bit of rub of the green on the night.
Yeah.
Get things to go your way.
Yeah. Bryce, you've been around the sport for ages. You've seen Dad do his stuff out there, all the family carry on. Mate, I'm guessing in your mindset, with the work you do with Dad and the crew and everything, you be prepared for it being your first teams?
Yeah, obviously watching the old man for pretty much as long as I've been alive, really, So, yeah, thought I'd actually give it a crack for a change and see how we go.
You're a bit nervous, or you're chomping at the bit? What's the feeling like, mate, for you? Like this week could be, as it gets closer, do you think you get less sleep or what?
Oh, yeah, 100%, Pretty nervous, but hey, at the end of the day, everyone's in the same shoes. Got to go out there and support the team, and support the boys as much as you can, and just all you can do is your best, win or lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Has Dad been talking to you, been in your ear about it all?
Yeah, he reckons I'm an idiot for doing it. But hey, you got to give these things a go to see if you like it or not. Hey, you're not going to know unless you do
it. Yeah.
He's right though, Max? You got to do it. You got to give it a shot. Why not? You can't turn down the offer if you can't. You just do it.
Nah, 100%. It's easy to watch a race and read a race from the grandstands with the chili bin next to you, but once you strap the helmet on and go out that pit gate, it's a whole nother level. So the best way to learn is to just get out there and have a crack,
Exactly. There you go, Bryce. You're learning. I think Books was going to say Dad's going to be there with you.
Nah, he's not actually. I think there was talk today at work that he might end up having a skid at Huntly or not. He was going to call it a season, but obviously because they're sponsoring the meeting at Huntly for that triples meeting, so he might end up having a skid or not. Just see how he goes.
Friday, he'll be there with you on Friday, won't he? Oh, no, down at the end of the bloody cut.
Yeah, it's a bit of a drive to get back on Sunday.
Bit of a bike.
Yeah, sure is.
Hey.
Oh, that's a bloody bugger.
No, he's given me some words of wisdom anyway to see how we go. But hey, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Mate, it's like Max said, you got to get out there on the track and look, you'll be switched on, mate, like the others. And, what's the team morale been like? Have you actually had a time to catch up with the rest of the Alleycat guys? Bryce or Max, have you caught up at all, or got any little chat group going on, or anything like that?
Yeah, we got a Peter Berry's team chat going, and as well as our sort of normal Alleycat banter one. So the boys are giving each other grief, making sure everyone's sort of all ready to hit the ground running Friday night.
Yeah, wicked. Excited, eh? Excited. When you guys head down to Napier, when you head down that way? When you go down, Bryce?
For me, I'm going to head.
Go, Max.
No, I'm going to head to Tauranga sort of Thursday after work and just sort of break the trip up a little bit, and then get up early on Friday morning and sort of head on down.
Bryce?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of us boys that are probably going to convoy down Friday morning. Just makes it a bit easier, gives us an extra night to work on the cars and make sure we're up for our A game,
Yeah. Let's talk about that preparation, working on your cars. Max, let's start with you. It looks like you're in the shed and everything. So how much work and how much after work do you put into the car as a crew there helping you? How's it all work, mate?
Yeah, certainly for a week leading into teams, there's that extra preparation goes in because you don't want to be that guy that lets the team down with something that you've missed in the shed. So yeah, just every sort of night after work, just in the shed, just going over things, pulling things apart, making sure they're all as 100% as they can be, and then just give everything your best opportunity to do well for the boys.
Yeah. And you, Bryce, but a shared time, obviously, over the
Yeah,
next few
100%.
days. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, like Max said, you don't want to let the boys down over like something stupid. So got to go right through the cars and make sure everything's for the best they can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So, how much of the season left for you, Max, after you get through this weekend, obviously, and assessing the damage on the car come Saturday night or Sunday morning? How much of the season do you have left to race?
Yeah, that's going to be the $1 million question. Sort of see how beaten up the car is after Saturday night, and I think we've got one more meeting up in Auckland after this weekend, which is the last one for the season, the Butcher's Picnic. So that's always a bit of carnage. So if the car's still in one piece after teams racing, why not give it a crack and see how the Butcher's Picnic goes?
Yeah. What about you, Bryce? What's the rest of the season looking like for you, mate?
Yeah, I was pretty much thinking the same. Obviously see how much damage we get over the weekend. But if it's obviously not too bad, we'll give the Butcher's Picnic a go up in Auckland, and then because I was going to call it a season after Peter Barry's, but obviously if the car's still in running shape, we'll give the last meeting in Auckland a crack.
All right, sweet is. Hey, Carl Carpendale, how are you, mate? George Lambert, Ashley Morton, Ian Wilson, Michael Paddy's watching as well. Hey, mate. Tracy Vincent. Tracy's just been down the line, back up here now. Cody, good to have you on board. Evan Thomason. Mate, good to see you. Still representing the V hard out. Wayne Norton. Caught up with Wayne last week in Huntley. Paul Owens. Tyler Ingram, seeing Tyler out there. Who we got? Richie Mason, Aaron Lewis. Had a bit of fun online. Had to call away last night. Race is modified. Yeah, how good was the 2-4s and Huntley-Kins? Yeah, no, it was brilliant. Actually, it was a bloody good meeting. Hey, Bryce, it was a bloody good meeting. Good crowd and people had fun.
Yeah.
That heat 3 of the stock cars was pretty cool.
Can't say I remember much, but yeah, what I do remember
Oh.
is
Yeah, it was all good when I caught up with you. Ross Ashby, what else we got here? Yeah, even the pits is dangerous. Actually, you're right, Carl, because of the work, obviously, that Booker's been doing in front of the camera with the microphone too as well. And he notices it when he walks around in the pits sometimes. So if you're going to be walking around in the pits, make sure you got your ears and eyes on, because you don't know with these guys, the adrenaline's rushing through them. They just want to get onto the grid and get out onto the racetrack. So just be mindful as well.
I think that the pits might be getting closed to just crews and drivers this weekend. I will confirm that tomorrow night. I'll talk to Regan and find out, but he did say something to me about armbands. So you might find that there is going to be a closure of the pits this weekend, which is a lot of things going to be going on in the pits, a lot of fixing of cars and damage and things. So I expect that might be the case. So if you are going to the track, it might pay to get there a bit early and go and see your favourite drivers and get some autographs. I'm sure these two will be happy to sign bits of paper for you. So get in there. But I think Grand Parade's at 4:30 and racing at 5. So that's something to take note of too. But hey, you guys, I mean, how proud does it make you? I mean, like when I talk to a lot of drivers, I'm all about the club leader over my mates. I'm old school, and teams racing basically comes down to that club leader. And how serious and proud does that make you to know that you are there representing your club to take on all takers?
Oh, it's pretty cool, Like, obviously, you do it for the team. Obviously, the boys in the team. Give them credit for obviously putting their car on the line as well, But obviously, at the end of the day, like, even if your mates outside the track, teams racing, everyone's going to put in a big shot, whether if it's your mate or not, you
Yeah.
know. So you just take it as it comes. But yeah, obviously have a beer afterwards, and that's what it's all about.
He's right, Max?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to do what you've got to do for your team and your boys out on track, regardless of even there's family members racing against family members. It's you got to do what is needed for the team and put the body and the car on the line. And yeah, like Bryce said, as long as there's a beer and bit of banter afterwards, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. Go back to the club rooms, have a coldie and everything like that. As I just ran through some of the names, Aaron Lewis, I just mentioned before, Garage16, our big sponsor of our trackside with Kokpit. Evening, gents. Hey, I've heard that Cal at sensi.co.nz doesn't just sell cool stuff. She's a bit of a looker too. Her hubby is a lucky man. Oh dear!
Oh my God! He's pumping up his own iron there, isn't he? I hope Cal's watching because that's something too. Like that's another one that has helped us out here, Cal at Cincy. Go and check out her site, and they do all sorts for the wives and Mother's Day presents, and even the blokes now too, apparently. So we showed you that website earlier on. We might bring that up during the week, that website, so you can see where to go and support her as well. And yeah, they are. He is in trouble. Someone's
Hey, that's fun though. Hey, looking good books. Old Ra's watching, mate. Old Cody Ra's watching. Hey, Dylan Ashton. Hey, Dylan, how are you? Aaron Wilton, Melvin Tiwani, Scott Honeybone. Who else have we got here? Ams is watching. Maxie, you handsome dude from Ams. Wayne Otten, Mad Max on the blocks. What else we got here? Tracy Sweeney, hashtag up the Alleycats. The Vulcans are looking strong. We'll have the Vulcans on the show too, Evan. Ray Muir, Peter Rose. Gizzy's coming up real soon. Linda, hang in there. Dave Thomas. Simon Matthewson. Yep. What do you got there? Pete Rose. Give it all, Max. Good luck, boys. So there you go. Yeah, Bulldogs are on the way on the show tonight. Kimberly, Mike Rose, Mackay's watching, Mark Goodman, Tyler, Nana Gale. How are you, Nana Gale? Matt Pickard. Here we go. I'll just stop there. We'll get back to these two.
Wayne Otten's asking me roughies or maulers. Who am I going for? Holy moly, I don't know yet. I'm always a big fan of the roughies because they're always the underdog, and I love supporting the underdog, man. It's like the Bulldogs, I think, were the underdogs at the New Zealand teams at Auckland, and how well did they go for their first time out, with a team like that. So, yeah, I think, Wayne, I don't know. I take my hat off to every team, to be fair, because I certainly wouldn't have the balls to jump in a car and do it. That's for bloody sure. I think you're all freaking nuts, to be fair, and I love watching it. So,
hey, how good though is the sport, Max and Bryce? I'll start with you, Max. When you take a look at these young boys and girls coming through in the mini stock class, the future. Most of the kids that we've spoken to, whether it be MIP or most of the tracks of the future of Speedway at Huntly, these kids either want to jump in Stockcar or super stock. So, in your mind, I'm guessing the class is in a good shape, Speedway?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the mini stocks are the future of the Speedway, whether it's stock cars or super stocks or any of the classes. So it's good to see good numbers in those youth classes, because without them, the sports and would be heading in a bad way. But I think the positive is there's still plenty of young boys and girls that want to jump in, and I just think it's brilliant for the young ones to get out on track and have a go, and then jump into whatever class they decide to after their mini stock days are up.
Yeah, you're right. He's right, Bryce, because you got the young bro in the mini stock class coming on through, and we have a dad is a little mini stocker who can fit it somewhere around there. But it's a great class, to bring these kids through, eh?
Yeah, 100%. It's a good learning class, and obviously starting at the age of 12, how many 12-year-olds know how to drive a manual car, you know? It's like, and just that in itself is a big change to a lot of the kids. And even some of the drivers now that you see jumping into like any class really, but especially the ones that you see jumping into like super stocks and that, they're fast straight off the bat, you know, and they're giving like people that have been racing for the last 20 years, like they're, if not beating them, you know. It's just the experience and obviously driving lines and momentum and all that they learn from the mini stock. So yeah, like I rate the mini stocks 100%, you know.
Yeah, we both do too. So we had a hell of a time at the MIP and Rotus, and we'll be back there next year as well. And look, Levi Jones, we saw that on Saturday night in Uncle Tyson's car, and he come third in his first race. Then he went into block roll in the other race without a wing on as well. So like you say, then I saw Noah Britton, who's just finished racing mini stocks, and he had to go in Wayne Slater's super stock. Mate, you'd think the kid had been driving that all bloody season. It's just unreal, but they've got the lines of pretty well, you know, got it down pat from starting, getting used to cars around them. But obviously there's no contact in there. But man, these kids, well, you take a look at all these new champions in any class, the speedo, most of them have come from bloody mini stocks, eh?
Yeah, they're all fearless, eh?
Yeah. It cracks me up that you said, Bryce, you know, how many kids you know at 12 or whatever could drive a manual. I think it's funny how many 18-year-old kids can't drive a manual.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like on the other side of the spectrum. But hey, I suppose we should start moving things along a bit, eh, kids? So if you guys, who's going to do a shout out to your sponsors?
Before you go to Man, I started on the column change. That's a roll. Sorry, Max.
They wouldn't even know what that is now, Kins.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm a bit young for that. Carry on.
Sorry, Max. Carry on.
No, you're right. So yeah, I've got a list here of all our sponsors. So massive thanks to them, because without them, we wouldn't be up there doing what we enjoy doing. So we got BDC Engineering, Tony Allen Auto Services, Safe Store Storages, Drummond Nevitt Associate Chartered Accountants, Auckland Towing Co, Robertson Services, Jeff's Fiberglass and Fabrication, and JA Digital.
Awesome.
Okay. Hey, cheers, boys. Thank you both for being first on the Buildup show for the East Coast Peter Barry Stockcar Teams event this Friday, Saturday. Good luck, safe travels to you all and the rest of your team and your manager and your families and all your crew and sponsors and everything that go down to Napier. Enjoy. Give it your all for the Alleycats fans out there. They'll be cheering you on. So thank you both for joining us. Take care and good luck, eh?
No,
Awesome.
cheers for that, boys.
We'll see you down there.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Okay.
Goodman's got here, Kins. He thought you were learning to drive with the Flintstones, bro.
I've actually done that, eh? I've actually used to do that stuff. I had an angle box back in the day, and I cut the bottom out, put my feet at the bottom. Things you did when you'd been drinking, mate. Honestly.
Look at that. Up next, we have our Baypark Bulldogs. They're from
where they.
Hey,
there they are. They're chilling now.
Relaxed as. Look at them. Oh, sit up straight, quick.
Wake up, boys. Wake up.
Oh, sorry.
Hey. Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, that's awesome.
Obviously, the name says it all. It wasn't like Mike King last week. His name had Sonny Bill Williams, but these two boys have got Baypark Bulldogs. You better introduce yourselves to all our viewers that are watching the show tonight, please.
Sweet. So I'm Shane, the Baypark Bulldog manager.
I'm Hedley Dixon. I'm on 5M.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just like that, Shane and Hedley. Eh? Woo! Good on you. Actually, mate, I had young Byron up in the commentary box on Saturday night at Huntley.
Yeah, little shit. I said, don't go up there and annoy those buggers. He says, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to commentate.
he did actually, because he was Facebook messaging me, can I come up? Yeah, I'll come and get you, mate. Put the headphones on him. He was away having a good old yak. And I said, yeah, there you go. He was buzzing out. Oh, it's cool. You know, give the kids the opportunity. They're the future of us old buggers getting out of those chairs, and let those young ones take over. It's their passion. They're mini stock drivers. It's their future, and they love it. And hey, what better way? Come and talk rubbish like we do in a commentary box and have a bit of fun, eh? That's what it's all about.
He knows how to talk rubbish.
Eh? He knows how to
talk.
talk. Actually, he reckons he's going to take over your seat one day, mate. You're going to get out of there.
Yeah, well, we're planning on that. Him jumping in my car next season, but because he is 16 next season, this year. So
yeah,
next season he wanted to. Yeah, he said, "Oh, I'll give my Moonstock one more run for the season." So I was like, "Sweet, get the team juice my car for another season. I'll give it back to him all bent and twisted."
Yeah, good on you, mate. Oh, it's a love. I can tell already. I can see it. Being the manager of the team, mate, what's it like? You know, something special, especially with the Baypark Bulldogs team. Look, the team was scrambling for the New Zealanders up there in Auckland just to get drivers to come together and support the team. And I tell you what, under the guidance of Ross Ashby and a few others out there, they didn't hold back up there in Auckland. They gave it their all on the qualifier night. So how proud are you, you know, stepping up into that as manager, heading down to Peter Barry's, which has a huge history. You must be pretty proud and stoked just to have a team back together, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool to have Baypark actually have a team. Like I was in the Bulldogs 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, the team made it real easy. Like honestly, I hardly did anything. Moving up to the New Zealands, the boys all sort of got together and they just, you know, this group chat just started and it just kept growing and growing. And as a team, we sort of did everything. Like I didn't have to go out and do a whole lot by myself. The whole team sort of just took it on their shoulders and we all just did it together. It's brought a real team spirit back to Baypark for the Bulldogs and the whole Stockcar class, which is sort of what we wanted. It was a bit of a rebuild. We had pretty low numbers, as a lot of people know, at Baypark for stock cars, and we've sort of over the season doubled our numbers. Our numbers are looking good for next season, so it's a real positive for the whole club. And every boy and girl that's been involved in this Bulldogs scenario has brought a massive amount to the club, which, you know, we're real proud. It was going to New Zealand, having the first race, and I don't know, it seems to be every time the Bulldogs go to a New Zealand title, we always get the first race of the night. I don't know if it's a curse or the good thing because we've got more turnaround time afterwards. But yeah, it was cool to go out there and actually get the first win of the first race of the night at the New Zealand title. So yeah, real proud. And Ross has been also real amazing, just sort of coaching in the background there. And he really wanted to be down this weekend, but he can't make it because he's running the Super. But we've had big chats about next season and what we're going to do. And yeah, moving forward, it should be quite a positive thing. So, stoked.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
stoked.
awesome.
You wouldn't. Yeah, it is awesome, eh, Books, you know, because I remember when the call out went around just to get the team together for the big one up in Auckland. And when you got the passion like yourself and obviously the guys who want to be part of the team and girls by any chance too, because now there's girls in some of these stock car teams, so you can't turn it away, mate. You just got to get in there and do it. And hey, you know, wait, you must be excited to be up there down there in Napier ready this coming Friday, eh?
Yeah, first time to the track for me personally. So it's been a long time coming to actually get down to this track. And, you know, I'm part of the Mag and Turbo, and Marcus down in Mag and Turbo and Hastings is a massive part of that track as well. And we've been having big conversations with him. And it's cool to be able to get down there and support what he supports as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, Wayne Dodson. It's got 915M here, the mighty whakapapa, eh? 915M, eh?
Okay.
Hey, he's okay, say, oh, Wayne. Oh, Michael Rose up the Bulldogs, yeah.
There's a lot of support for you guys coming up here in the chat. I tell you, a lot of up the M's here and up the Bulldogs. It's quite. There's a lot of just suddenly commentating, and yeah, it's your support is very, very well here, mate.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, this is what it's all about, though, as a sport, isn't it? You know, everyone that gets behind you. Like, I remember we went to Huntley for the first stock car teams meeting of the season, would have been about 2016, and every single Baypark driver turned up to crew the team that went, and it was incredible. Like, I went out for the first race, man, we got smashed, like absolute smashed. I think I was the only car that finished a race with the Bulldogs, you know, and there would have been like 14 people working on my car to get it back out for the next race, and it was all drivers, it was all their crews. And I guess that's what teams is about. It's a big family environment.
Yeah.
And it's sort of hard to explain that passion or the experience when you're in a team and having that around you. So watching all these comments go up, from supporters and stuff like that, that's what we do it for. Like it's what it's all about.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, looking smoother than gravy sandwich there, Hadley from Kerry. Hey, smoother than the gravy sandwich, bro.
No, I had pizza for dinner.
Oh, you had pizza. What is it, Hadley? You enjoy, and obviously it's the passion and the love of teams racing. You want to put yourself out there. You do it for your teammates, making sure that everything is pretty well 100% on the car. You just do it for the love and passion of it.
I just love team racing. Like, it's the atmosphere, the build up to it, the family. The family get behind me so well. They don't even go racing in their own cars. The whole thing stops and we just go team racing, go have fun. Kids dress up to go in the parade, and they just get amongst it. I had my daughter on the front of my car for the first time. She was always too scared to jump on the front of the car, and that was just a moving moment,
Yeah.
Just the daughter, she was just terrified of the car. She won't even go outside when I'm firing it up and giving it a death rev, She's like, nah, man, freaking out. She'll get back inside. So it was cool. That was a bit of a moment for me, She's always, love your dad and be careful, don't get hurt.
Yeah.
And she'll go out and go, go hurt someone else, man. Dad, he spun you out. It's cool. And it's, as you said, you can't explain the feeling of team racing. It's just heaps of fun. Everyone's behind you. Your supporters behind you. And it just amps you up. And you just want to do it every weekend.
Yeah. How many times have we heard their books when we interviewed so many drivers, especially around teams? If they could do teams every weekend, they bloody would, If you didn't have the work in the shed fixing your cars and the cost behind it all, it would just bloody break them. But they would. And I love what you said. That is directly why we do our show. It's all to do with the families and the passion, this big Speedway family, the love that us two have for the sport that we love. Doesn't matter what class it is. You're right, and there's a lot of sacrifices that people have to take on, wives, girlfriends, partners, families, because you boys and girls got to get out there on the track and entertain all those people out there, those fans, eh?
Yeah. No, it's just, it's awesome, man. It's just like playing. It's like going to Rainbow's Inn in a bumper car, but it's just oversized and overpowered, It's, you want to jump in line again and carry on and have another two.
Yeah. So Hadley, how has the solo racing season? How's the season been so far today for you, mate?
Well, my second meeting of the whole season was actually New Zealand. So I borrowed a car to them and get first night's license signed off and then I went out to New Zealand. So my car had been parked up for nearly a whole season because I blew a few engines up last season, so it soaked up the budget. But one of my mates, James Bofford, he goes to me, bro, my car's bent and twisted, it needs fixing.
Yeah.
Have my engine. And because I got the call about a week and 3 days before New Zealand's, and it was Bryce. He rang me up and goes, hey, bro, on the team dress. I said, well, man, I ain't got no engine. My car's still sitting under the cover outside, and it hasn't been moved in a whole year. So I was like, I'll give you a ring in about half an hour. And James was staying the night because he was working on his car. And he goes, hey, bro, take my engine out, throw it in your car, and we'll get your car ready. I'm like, oh, yeah, sweet. I'll ring Bryce up. So I rang Bryce up and said, hey, bro, sweet as, man, I got me an engine. How are we going to do this? I got a spare body and a spare bonnet lying around the back. So he done some massive work, man. Bryce done so much work for the team. Like he come from Waihi, picked up my body, my bonnet, took it over, fixed it because it was absolutely cracked and smashed and that, painted it all, and ended up going home after work one day and it's painted with balls stuck on the car, ready to go. I'm just like, far right, that was effortless. But, the amount of effort he done to pull the team together and all the sponsors of the team as well, when they all pulled together so quick. A week and 3 days, my car was just sitting there on axle stands. And then next thing you know, it's going into a New Zealand Teams Championship. So, it was a good effort from my crew and Bryce. And And then now I did no setup on the car, just threw it on the trailer, started up, fired up, chucked it on the trailer and thought, well, let's go. And it did, it went. And I was like, oh, well, no teething problems there. A couple of firing issues and running issues, but wouldn't you have to sit for a year?
I have firing issues after sitting for a day, mate.
What the whole team done to pull that off, man, to get every car there, and it was wicked. Like that's what's addicted about it, is everyone pulling in together, the teamwork to get the cars done, everyone working on everyone's cars. Then after the first qualifying night, we went back, we fixed all the cars. I got so much shit because I was like, man, your car's not even scratched that much. I was like, I'm saving it for the finals. So then we had the race against Auckland, and then Corey Baker got me in a good shot, and it bent my back bumper, and everything's all scratched. And I said after having a beer, I said, well, you guys happy now? So they listened to me there. I thought, okay. So I was like, take it on the chin. That's what you should do. Save your car for the finals. Get through the finals, and then just, finals is just get it done. Smash your car, get your team across the line first.
Mate, when you're sitting there listening to what he's saying and how excited he is, look, he didn't even stop bloody smiling. That just tells me the team morale and everything around each other's in a good space right now. It just says they're going to work as a team effort. That just explains the whole bloody
life. High spirit. Everyone's on the same level, and we're just out there to go and have fun.
These are the things you don't hear, though, Aikens. Like that story about how everyone gets around to help him get going, and he's in there racing. As a spectator in the crowd, you just think, oh yeah, we're going to go watch some racing, and it just explains just how much goes into it and how much help and how much of a family Speedway really is. I mean, we see it when we do our charity auctions each year now, the amount of support we get from everybody and sponsors and stuff to do it. And your story there about how, he took your body and that, got it going, motor here, done that, then next thing you're racing, turn the key, it goes, put on the trailer. I mean, that's the side of it we just don't hear and people don't get to hear anymore. And it just saves people out there, this is what happens in the background. And then they go out all just to wreck the car for the weekend. So, you guys are getting the car, doing all your work just to destroy it in 2 meetings, 2 days, It's, well, hopefully not destroy it completely, but, that's what gets me about teams racing. And then these guys say, oh, team drive every week if I could. And I'm like, shit, you want them to supply steel and...
Sponsors, the sponsors do a big thing, my personal sponsors, they help me endlessly, and I wouldn't have definitely been racing without them, as well as the Bulldog team, and that was just the amount of hours, no one knows the amount of hours you put into a car. Like, I was working on the car from as soon as I got home from work till like midnight, 1 o'clock, and I got to go to work the next day, every day, and that was me and my crew for a week and 3 days. So, the effort my crew put in just to get me out there for me to wreck the car for them to try and fix it again. People scratch your head and just go, why? Why do you do that? It's like, fun. Like somewhere else you're going to have some fun. That's nothing, man. That's nothing on what stock car racing is.
So let's talk about fun. Put away the Speedway season, Hadley. What do you do for fun in the off season? I'm guessing you're working hard to save money for smashing up your car come Speedway season. Is there anything else that you do out there? Do you follow the kids in any sports or what else do you do? Yeah.
What do you do? She plays netball. She's only a small girl, but she can get goals, man. Like, so I back her up like she backs my sport. I back her sport just as well,
Cool.
Young fella, he plays a lot of sports as well, so I back him up with that as well as his Speedway, with mini stock racing. And we usually just go to the time zone and go and play with the kids there, and it's an undercover sort of thing where I can be a kid again. Do you have your twin? When I was a kid, I'm like, sweet. So that's cool. Do you have your 20-cent coin, bro, to put into those games? Or you put the others to go next? These days you got these cards, man. You got a lot of money onto them.
One day was 20-cent coins. You put them next to each other and stood in line waiting for your game of Spaceys.
Put it on the QA. Put it along the top there. So as a manager, how does that make you feel hearing the passion from your drivers like that? He's just spoken about how much the team and that. It must make you feel proud as a manager knowing that your team's that hyped. You don't really have to pump them up much, do you?
No, you don't have to pump this team up at all. Like these guys are so keen. They're so passionate about the sport, about teams racing. Like we've had a few guys that have obviously changed tracks to come to Baypark just because they love being in that environment, and they just build each other up. Like we had our final Stockcar meeting at Baypark the other night, and the team sort of got together for the final race and said, "Hey, let's just put on a show. Like, who cares about the checker flag? Let's just go out there and have some fun." And they just went out there, and it was quite funny. We just sort of watched them come around, and the whole class sort of came around. They came around for their second lap, and here's 4 of the Bulldogs just lined up on the back straight, waiting, just crawling down the back straight. And they put the spins on. They didn't destroy anyone's gear. They just went out there and had fun, and it put on a massive. The crowd was just loving it. The boys had fun. Chloe as well. Like they all just came in fizzing, going, "Can we go again? Will they let us back out the gate again?" Like it was just, and that's what you like to see as a manager, is them just getting on. Doesn't have to be a teams race. It could be a normal night. The group chat every single day is just bing, bing, bing. Hey, I've done this. Hey, we'll talk to this sponsor. And the whole group's just fizzing. They're chomping at the bits to get down to Peter Barry's. And I think it's been, someone was trying to tell me like 10 years since Baypark's been to Peter Barry's. I'm not 100% sure, but 2014, 15. So, they're excited about that they're going back to Peter Barry's. And, probably last time we went to Peter Barry's when we were with someone like Ryan Hunt and, those sort of guys were back in the Bulldogs team. So it's, it's a bit of history that they're sort of getting to be a part of again. So, yeah, it's exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got memories of the Bulldogs team way back in the day. I think at Baypark it was like a J swap cars and all that type of stuff in there. Way back on, going like, now.
J Swap still, they're still in the background helping us out, so they'll be on our sponsors call out list later on. But the J Swaps team's been part of the Bulldogs for as long as I can remember it. They were every year I raced for the Bulldogs, which was 2 or 3 years worth of racing. They were a T1 sponsor, and they've got massive history within the Stockcar realms. And obviously a couple of the boys that were in the Bulldogs stepped up to Super Stocks, and now Dan's in the Super Saloon, and Joe's gone into the Super Stock, so a bit of a shame we're missing a couple of those old Bulldog boys, but I don't know. I reckon they'll be back. I reckon they'll miss it.
Yeah. Hey, let's just touch on that, Hadley. Endless put of money, right? Right. Dreaming here. Put your stock car aside. If there was another class you would love to race in Speedway, got an open checkbook, mate. What would it be?
Something contact, because I'd get bored. Something contact.
Oh, yeah.
Super stock. Yeah, I'd go super stock, but I'd go super stock if there was no such thing as stock cars.
Wow.
Yeah. Or if I wanted something fast, I'd probably go something like a sprint car, but that's if I had endless amount of money, eh?
Yeah. If you had an endless amount of money, you could go to England and race bangers, mate.
Oh yeah, man, those guys are nuts there too.
They're out the gate.
It's like a street stock like that. They get, it's like, what the hell? Their legs must be like,
having their knees behind their ears.
Yeah, I think when we catch up with the Pond Boys, when we do a show, we catch up over them. We'll try and chase up and catch up with a couple of the banger drivers. Actually, that'd be a bit of fun to put it really into perspective for us Kiwis over here to kind of see what they do, because man, that stuff is just next level. Sam Henson up the Bulldogs. Sam Henson, Ray Muir up the Bulldogs.
Catherine,
hey, Thomas Scott.
Sorry, Catherine Brown Dixon just put 2015 was the last Bulldogs appearance at the. There you go. I knew someone would tell us.
That's the wife. She's still in Tokoroa.
Oh, she's watching, mate. She's busy watching. Bryce Carter, sorry I couldn't make it on tonight, boys, working late. But up the Bulldogs, we be out there strong as ever. See yous all down there.
Yeah, he's amped, that boy.
Yeah. Flynn Ashton, mate. Jess McKenna, Brad Wright, Connor Auckram, Luke Shies. Actually, Luke did a bit of Bulldogs racing back in the days. Pretty sure was that PT Cruiser top of body.
Down as coach.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, Lukey.
Yeah. So because Horse couldn't make it down because he's racing, so We want to always have sort of a manager and a coach when we go to an event, just to sort of play off and just get the boys all amped up. And so, yeah, Luke's coming down.
He was a good peddler in the day too, old young bloody Luke. Never shy to use the
I
old
reckon you
bumper.
need to call him out to be in the Bulldogs next season in the PT Cruiser.
Yeah, is he still got that?
Man,
He's
come
still got
on.
the ladybug. It's still sitting in the shed. It's ready to go.
Spiderwebs and go for it.
There you go, Lukey.
He better.
I'll give you a message. I'll give you
help me with that.
See, you just have to put on the trailer like Hadley said and just turn it on and get it down there.
It's in for what, 5 years?
Since last race.
I'll go ring up Horse Luke and he'll bloody tell you to get it out there. We, the fans, appreciate all the efforts and lost family time. Yeah, love hearing these guys' passion. It is right. You are right, Kimberly. It's a passion. What has it got here? Calling it now. Bulldogs are winning. Kennedy Brown. Oh, Kennedy. Who else we got here? Out the gate, Ian Wilson having a good laugh. Go to England and eat bangers and mash, of course. Never mind that, Ams. Bangers is the cars. Actually, hey, that little video Ams done walking past our sign at the pit entry in the Huntley. That's hard case. It's hard case. What do you reckon, Hadley? Spin and win, eh? From Wayne Otten. Spin and win?
Spin and win. Yeah. I reckon tap and spin. And
Tap and spin.
Line them up and send them.
Hey.
Yeah, hi.
Tap to pass, eh?
Tap to pass. Nah, you got to tip them over or draw them.
Oh, that's
Beat them, you got to wreck them.
Mate, get through this Peter Barry's weekend. Have you got much more racing ahead before the season wraps up? Or obviously, you got to assess the damage to the car. I know that, but is there anything you got planned at the moment?
Nah, not really. Nothing really. Apart from taking my boy up after his birthday up to Waihi Beach's last meeting, and he's going to be pedaling my car and see how he likes it. And
cool.
Yeah, and I'll just race whatever race meets are around at the time.
All right.
So,
I'll come out to Waihi Beach, bro.
Yeah, as long as the car's in one piece and I can afford to fix it.
I'll come out to Waihi Beach, have a bit of a nosy, so I'm not far from here. So.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I'm just in Pyro, so I'll come along and have a jack nose.
Yeah.
It's got we've got a real long shed behind us, goes from Napier to Pyro, you see.
Yeah, tap and gap. Jason's watching the Pits TV doing the live stream Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
Him and the crew with you as well. And yeah, they're excited to be part of it, obviously. But hey, get it on Friday if you can't make it, and Saturday. The app, by the way, there's the app that's weekend.
That's the best way to do it, mate. If you use his app, you can't be conned by all these bloody... I don't know how to say it nicely, to be honest, so I'll stop talking.
Yeah, these scam bloody rubbish set up links, rubbish. Yeah, rubbish stuff. Kira Rebner's watching, guys. Got Kira Rebner just popped in and watching. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, Captain.
Yeah, our captain is in there watching, so having a bit of fun. Right, boys, I know you've got to head off and do your thing. You've been chilling out in the lounge suite, and, in normal time it would be just about 9 o'clock, but it's 5 minutes away from 8 with daylight savings. Who's going to do the shout out to the sponsors? Like you said, the sponsors are so important to the team in every way. So who's going to do the shout out to the Baypark Bulldogs sponsors?
Hadley's going to do the sponsors. We haven't actually released our team anywhere online, so we might as well do that here, I guess so.
Yeah, let's do it, mate. Go for it.
So obviously Hadley's in the team. Bryce Carter, Vince Mortimer, Stephen Payne, Chloe Ingram, and sixth driver is Xander Slater coming out for his debut for teams.
Awesome. Someone asked before if Chloe was in the team too in the chat, so that's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, so Chloe's registered for the rest of the season. Looks like they're staying on for next season. Her dad's actually personally jumped on board with the sponsors, which will be read out soon. But they're loving the environment and being involved in it. So, yeah, love everyone that we've got in the team. And there's definitely a few more lined up that will be coming out next season. We've got a couple of local guys that have done a little bit of teams racing. We've got a couple that haven't done some teams racing. So we've got some cool things coming for the Bulldogs over the next season or so.
Well, I love that what you've done. I love what you said and how it's built for the future going forward. You know, giving guys and girls the opportunity to have a go, to experience it, and if it's their thing, it is. 9 times out of 10, it will be. And if they get used to it, and hey, this is where it shows. You know, some of these drivers, they just pop up out of the blue, and it's like, what the hell? Look how good he or she was. Yeah, you're in there forever. But good on you. It's good to see the growth of that with the Bulldogs coming out of Baypark. But also there's obviously this part, the sponsors. Hadley, you got those, mate?
Yep. We'd just like to thank J Swap, Limitless Creations, Ashby Engineering, Carter's Contracting, Edwards Transport, Mount Metal Recyclers, Pollock Cranes, Blake Speedway, Hutchins Engineering, Truck Works, Baypark Speedway, Out on the Limb Tree and Property Services, I Am Hope, and T&D Scaffolding.
Working.
Awesome.
When did
we actually auctioned off Bryce's win from the New Zealand title and all the proceeds went to I Am Hope. So that's quite a cool giving back to a charity sort of scenario, which is quite close for a lot of the drivers.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Very close. Yeah, it's very cool. Hey, boys, thank you for joining us. When do you head down to Napier? I'm guessing early Friday morning?
Yeah. The whole team's going to head down Friday morning. So I'd say they're all sort of convoy together.
Okay. Hey, it's been fun talking to you guys for the last half an hour. I appreciate sharing all the fun and the laughter and the importance of the families and the crew and the sponsors and the effort of the fans who have been on watching the show as well. You know, they're proud of you. They'll be supporting you right through at any team's event, and that's what it's about. And you put yourselves out there on the track, boys and girls, for the fans, smash it up, and hey, at your expense, but you do what you do for the love of our sport. We're having fun, and that's exactly it. Cheers, boys. Appreciate talking to you. Don't fall asleep in the lounge, sweet, eh? Hey.
Company, but we'll see you on Friday, eh?
All right, see you there.
We'll see you there, boys.
You're going to pull your box up
guys.
behind the couch now. See you. Oh, what a laugh. What a laugh. Bloody good, you know, and that's what it's all about. And we will continue on. As Booker said too, on Wednesday, we'll have the live draw, and Booker will be down there at his Miani, his home club as well, and with a couple of the teams, like the Roughies and the Maulers, and we'll continue on right through to Thursday, Books. Thursday this week, wrap it up.
Yeah, and just remember, I see a few people turned up. Mark Goodman, I might have to ban him now after that comment. No, just wooden spoon rabbit hose. Yeah. Just for those who turned up a bit late too, the show is started at 7 o'clock each night this week. We're normally a 7:30 start, but because we've got 3 teams on a night, we're going to do 7 o'clock each night. So tune in from 7 each night, team. So but we still have the Gisborne Gladiators to come. Kins, another great team.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
We've got Hayden and Will joining us. The boys have been sitting there for, I don't know, I'm surprised they're still bloody awake joining us on a Monday night. Hey, boys, how are you? You know, no doubt you've heard the two teams having a bit of a banter and a bit of a laugh and talking a bit about the event coming up this Friday, Saturday. Looking forward to, no doubt, Hayden?
Yeah, always looking forward to a good teams event. What they're talking about is pretty much what we're all about too. Bit of fun, but all going to win as well.
Yeah, and no doubt, Will, you'll be excited too. Another teams event. Looking forward to heading to Napier.
Yeah, looking forward to it big time. Been my first time down in Napier as well. Been there heaps of times to watch and as a little kid and stuff like that. But be first time hitting the dirt over there at Miani. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Oh,
what about you, Hayden? Have you raced down to Miani?
Quite a few times now.
Yeah,
probably 15, 20.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we've been to the Peter Barry's since the second year it started.
Oh, yeah.
I think missed 1 year of racing or 2 years of racing in the Peter Barry's. So yeah.
So for you as a driver then, since way back all those years racing, I think I shared it earlier on in the piece when it all started and blah, blah, blah. But mate, what is it about it? I know it's teams racing, but it's just such a special event because of the man himself.
Yeah, obviously, Peter Barry was a legend in the teams racing circle, and he was involved with the Kiki Kings at the same time I was. So for me, it holds a little bit more as well. One that we haven't actually won yet. So this year.
This year, I love it. So you've obviously racing for the Gladiators and Kings. Have you raced for any other team or represent anyone else down there?
Obviously Stratford, my
yeah.
home. That's where I'm from. So spent plenty of time in the best years of teams racing with the Stormers and that. I think we've done one race for the Pumas. That was my very first teams race. At Stratford, they turned up with a car short, so jumped in, gave them a hand. Raced for the Crusaders when they were short a couple of times as well. So, yeah, but mostly Stratford and this year over at Gisborne.
Well, how lucky to have someone who's raced around with many teams and the experience Hayden brings. How cool is that? I can only just feed off that and to make you grow as a better teams driver.
Yeah, it's awesome. Hayden's actually always given me a few tips to all the teams events that I've been to this season. And, if it wasn't for his experience, like they would have been things that I never would have thought about until he actually made them obvious for me. So, yeah, down in Palmerston North, up in Huntley for Teams Innovation up there, and also up at Waikaraka for the NZ. So, yeah, Hayden's full of knowledge, and anything that he sort of says, I sort of take it on board 100%, and yeah, it's really helped.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have that like mentor type of thing in there. And hey, and that's it. It's good guidance. You just got to take it on board, and you will do your own thing eventually. But it's always good to have some knowledge behind you to help you out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How's the race season been so far, mate? For you?
For me, the season
been
yeah, pretty good. Like season's been awesome. Like I've ticked off a few tracks, mainly due to the teams racing. And the weekend before, I was up in Baypark. So when the Bulldog boys were talking about all four of them trolling the pole line, I was one of the first cars to come across them and right in the thick of it. And I think, out of that race, I either hit each one of those Bulldog boys or they either hit me. So, it was good fun. It was good atmosphere up there.
Yeah.
Even after the racing, everyone was just walking around, having a good laugh about it all. So, it was awesome. But season's been going good.
Cool.
Car's been really reliable, and I think I'm sort of leading main points at the moment for our home track in Gizzy. So, we'll see if I'll hold on to that. If some of the boys go racing this weekend, it's not 100% sure. So if you're not racing at teams, go and have a burn down at the Gizzy track. They're looking for more stock cars to sign up. So if you're not racing and you want to do something, go over there.
What is it about the Gizzy track, mate? Because Booker's been there and he just loves it. Just the people around that track. Just explain for our viewers, because I hear it everywhere I go when I travel around the track sides. They always talk highly about Gisborne. What is it?
For me, see, I'm born in Gisborne, but I actually spent like about 15 years over in Brisbane, Australia, and I've only just moved back to Gisborne like 3 years ago. So second season being back in Speedway, and I don't know, everybody's just really welcoming, and even my partner, because she never had anything to do with Speedway before she met me, and I always talked about it over in Australia. And when we actually came back to Gisborne, she was like, "Oh, this is like the best like environment she's ever been in for like family, like sports, just the support that everybody has for each other is like just on another level." So I'm not too sure, but I definitely recognize that.
Okay.
been
Okay.
away from Speedway for so long and coming back, like just so inviting, eh?
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah.
willing to help each other out just to get cars out onto the track. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, I like that. He's right, Hayden. You know, the family support around this, the crew support around it, and you would know, obviously, doing endless teams events, the time and the shared, the sacrifice is huge. It's massive.
Oh, obviously, you can't do it without your family,
Yeah.
and your friends and your crew and that. And as the boys alluded to before in the other teams, they make sacrifices so you can go and do what you love and follow your passion. Yeah, I guess my family, we've done a lot, and a lot of it, what we do together is speedway orientated, whether it be going to watch or going to race.
Mm-hmm. No, exactly. I got a few people here jumping on board. David Bacon, Let's Go, the Y2 Warrior. Sean Kingy will do your Ron. It's all DK Artify, Liberty Reed. Let's Go 164G. Few Gizzy supporters, you know, that's what it's about, eh? And let's touch on that t-shirt behind you quickly, Will. You may have some of those available at Miani.
Yeah, we'll be bringing down some merch. So if you're interested, come down and see the team down in the pits. Or obviously you can always reach out to our Gisborne Gladiators Facebook page, send us a message if you're after a t-shirt or hoodie. Yeah, and we'll get back to you. And you know, that's another option for people who can't make it to the track.
And the other option,
so
Hayden,
everything-
the other option, Hayden, is if he signs that, autographs it, it's $100, eh?
Yeah, yep. We'll put it up for auction and might get a bit more, actually.
How's your season been, Hayden?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
For us, a little bit of a relaxed season. We haven't done a lot of racing by what we normally do. Just if the car's ready, we go, or if we want to go, we go. That's sort of the luxury I've had contracting to Gisborne, is we can sort of go where we want, do what we want. Yeah. So, yeah, I think we've done 15 meetings after this weekend, and we've been sort of towards the pointy end of the field or there or thereabouts at most tracks. So, yeah.
What about off-season? Anything else you do aside from being speedway orientated? Is there anything else that you get yourself out to or doing it during the winter season?
Oh, we do a little bit. A couple of weeks ago, we were at Beach Shop. You alluded to it, Anglia, and my wife's got an Anglia, so we cruise around in that. And the daughter, she races off-road RC cars. She's just getting into that, so I go with her, and just a lot of other stuff, really.
Okay, yeah. I had an angler back in the very, 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 very first ever beach shop. I put my angle box, 990 something cc's, into the drag racing burnouts. Took on the V8 in my little angle box. Did I win? No, but I had fun.
Ours was putting out massive 29 horsepower on the dyno, so with that.
Yeah. Angle box being upside down, painted in Santa colors, every bloody thing. Well, what about you off season, mate? Once the speedway season wraps up, anything else that you do, or with the family or anything like that?
Me and the family, we like to travel around a bit. Like obviously my family, my partner, her family lives down in Palmerston North, Martin, so we always travel down back and forth between here and Gizzy. But I like to do a little bit of online gaming with my two girls. That's what they're into. So they sort of got me addicted to a few of those things too. So or otherwise, other place you probably find me is at the gym. Yeah, trying to stay healthy and fit to keep up with my flat chassis.
So what online games do you play, Will?
The main one I've been playing with the kids is this game called League of Legends.
Oh, yeah.
Run around and sort of shoot other people and stuff like that. And it's good fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
sort of like
that's awesome.
My thing to disconnect from everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good on you. Oh, there you go. Learn something new every bloody day. There's always something different that a lot of the drivers that we've spoken to over the years have been doing the show, they all do their own little thing. And it's just a break away from it, where most actually are too busy working on cars, building cars or fixing stuff and trying to get a lot of money to get ready for the Speedway season. Good on you both for sharing that. You love the beach hop. Hey, today was a big bloody event, although it was a bit weird on that Saturday. But man, the thousands that turned up in the bloody cars, holy hell.
Oh, yeah, it was good to get over to that. Was something we've been trying to do for a few years now. So got over there and done that and already booked for next year. Try and go over for longer and see what else we can see. Probably spent 2 days over there and only seen a third, if that, of what was there. So, yeah.
Yeah, it amazes me, that event. You don't realize how much of that nostalgia of those classic cars are actually in our country. There must be so many sheds full of cars because holy hell, it's just impressive. There's just cars of that era, rock and roll era, just nostalgia. Books has yet got to experience it. He was going to head up here last month to the event.
Yeah, I was supposed to be
one
there
day
for
we'll
them,
make it up. Yeah,
we'll get there. I just had too much on, unfortunately, or I needed a break, I suppose, really. Shit.
Yeah.
So it's you got a lot of support in the comments here, guys, with the Gisborne proud people. Like Ken said before, you said about the club. I mean, my two experiences with the Gisborne club's just been absolutely fantastic. All the people there, the committee, the officials, everybody was just so welcome and so inviting, that club. And watching them on that bank, watching you guys on that bank track, man, shit, you get some speed up on that puppy, eh?
Yeah, for sure. No, it's good. Even in an old flatty like mine, you can still throw it in there full noise.
Our mate Richie that passed away, he'd be loving the flatty Aikens, eh? Old Richie, MMJ. He's flatty hard, that boy. Shit.
Yeah.
So do you say you met your missus in Australia, Will?
Oh, no. We met in Palmerston North.
Oh,
I was
that's
down there going to Massey Uni, and then sort of after that.
The only reason I asked that is because you said you went to Australia a few years and you brought your missus back. I thought, so you went all the way to Australia to meet a Kiwi girl. That's what I was saying.
We sort of went over there. I used to have I had a super stock before I left.
Oh.
And I was sitting in the shed, and then the old boy rang me up one day when I was over in Aussie and goes, "Oh boy, I sold your car," and I sort of, it was gone, so I sort of didn't have that incentive to come back as early. But I was sort of talking to my wife about it, and I said, "Oh, I got to go back and do the Speedway thing because I don't want to grow old and be an old grumpy fella with regrets of not going back to do the thing that I sort of, grew up to love."
Yeah.
So here I am. Yeah. Right in the thick of it, doing the teams racing with the Gladiators, and loving it.
Awesome.
Loving it. Yeah. That's what it's about. I hate and the love of it, and teams racing, and everyone would love to do teams week in and week out, mate, because you're working with your club, and Book is very strong when it comes to the letter of the club and so forth, and that's the passion of it. No different to what Will says, the family, we touched on that earlier, and you've been doing many a teams race. It's just the love that you guys have and girls have when it comes to teams event. Oh,
yeah, and it doesn't matter how much you try and get away from it, you always end up back there. So, for, as I said, for myself, it's just been what we do. Teams racing's the ultimate. So, yeah.
Wicked. Plenty going on. The heads going on there. Atawhai Rewati Reid. Nothing romantic. Met clubbing.
That's his missus. Nothing romantic. Met clubbing.
How they would come out. That's a true fact back in the day, clubbing. Because my wife.
That's how it all sort of happened, back then. But things are different now. Everyone's got cell phones. I don't know how everybody goes about doing it, but very different from we've been together for about 18, 20 years almost. So
So was that the clubbing in Palmy, was it?
Yeah, clubbing in Palmy.
What clubs were that? Because I'm born and bred Palmy, bro. You see, I used to do my clubs in Palmy.
Yeah, awesome times.
What club was that? Do you remember the club's name?
Oh, I don't think it's open anymore.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it was Jones Bar.
Oh,
Not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's open anymore.
half of them are closed now,
Maybe
mate.
something, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lot that's changed, mate. Cool it is.
Oh, Palmy.
Oh, wicked. Yeah, good old bloody
Bloody
Palmy, eh?
Palmy. Hey. Shit, I'm surprised Gracie growing up in Palmy, she didn't know much about Speedway. Shit.
well, yeah. I think one of the first dates I took her was to like a Stockcar teams they had down there. So it was her first time going to Speedway, and yeah, that was a big eye opener for her.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I go to Palmy a lot with the Palmy teams. I've been there for bloody years. And I've spoken to people in the businesses, people around the town, and she said, "What are you here for, mate?" I says, "Oh, the Palmy teams." They go, "What's that?" And I go, "Hey, what do you mean, what's that?" It's like, "Where are you from?" I says, "Palmy, born and bred." Oh, well,
Yeah.
Rocky, you've been hiding under. Speedway's right smack in the middle of your bloody town. You must hear it. Surely you must hear it. Because everyone else tells me about it. So how long you been doing Speedway, Hayden? How long and how'd you get into it?
That's a long time ago. I think started mini stock racing before there was even youth mini stocks around the 2000s, 99
Yeah.
time then, and switched over to stock cars in 2005, 2004. Was just going to be a have a go thing and see what happens. And I think this year's 20 years. So Dad raced at Stratford in the 70s, early 80s. Teams raced for them in the stock cars. So sort of was born into it.
Wow. Wow. How cool is
That's a lot of history, Aikens, eh?
Oh, very much so. Have you had a dabble in any other class over that period of time you've been racing? Have you jumped in it?
Yeah, I had a brief go at super stocks, which really enjoyed the racing in the super stocks, but ended up again back with the stock cars. Done the super stock teams twice down in Palmerston, and stock cars, super stocks. That's sort of all I've driven on the speedway track. Couple of production saloons here and there, but yeah, always stock cars, mini stocks, super stocks. That's us.
It's that contact class. That's that bloody contact class. Everyone just loves the bumper action. And hey, you know, the boys with the boys and now the girls are in amongst that. And you touched on mini stocks where it all started with you. And we talked to the boys over the show tonight. You know, how good is that as a growth development sport, Hayden, for the future of Speedway, boys and girls?
Oh, I think without that now, the Speedway class would be a lot weaker than it is, or Speedway scene.
Yeah.
The mini stocks have been so good for it. I know myself and a lot of the other guys that we came through the stock car ranks, we came through the mini stocks. Obviously, though, as adults, there was no use, but it got us into the sport, got us the driving lines and all the setup knowledge and that, and then we just carried it over, which is what the younger ones are doing today as well. So,
yeah. You ever had a dabble like Bull? You ever played anything on the computers or online game? You ever had a bit of a jam at that or anything like that?
No patience.
Oh, not on online racing. Oh, like you mean speedways?
No, he said no patience would go. Yeah, you ever done any online racing stuff, Bull?
No, I haven't. It looks cool. Looks like good fun, But never had opportunities to jump on and do it. So yeah.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun, mate.
Have
Hey,
you-
Josh Barton. Sorry.
I was just going to say, has Will driven anything else beside the stock cars and Speedway, or?
I started off when I was 16 racing street stocks. We didn't have any mini stocks at the time in Gisborne. And my old man used to race stock cars, A-grade stock cars, and he sort of retired a little bit early because he sort of had like injuries just from work and stuff. And so we've always had, that's where the flat chassis come from. It used to be his old car.
Yeah.
But I sort of started racing street stocks around the same time as Brendan Gooch.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of destroyed a few cars, destroyed a Holden Torana my first season. And then I had Cortina with a crossflow motor on it,
Ah.
and sort of learned not to drive it like a stock car after watching Dad so many years sort of driving like that, and then just with all the work panel beating it all the time, the old boy sort of said, "Oh, should we get you a stock car?" So we ended up buying a super stock from Rotorua.
Yeah.
It was from Peter Stanaway. It was a gorge chassis from Stratford, built by Mark Dixon.
Yeah.
And so I raced that for about 4 seasons, and so I was lucky enough to race with some of the old school guys like Steve McCafferty, Andrew Harvey, Rex Neal, Steve O'Dwyer. Sort of I was kind of like a young fella in the scene, like how the mini stock drivers are these days. And Rex Neal helped me out a lot in my early super stock years, and he sort of showed me roughly how to set the car up. And as soon as he sort of showed me that, it was like a whole different car to drive. And and then I went to uni, and sort of the stock car sort of just stayed in Gizzy, parked up in the shed, and then over to Australia, and then the old boy sold it, and that was kind of it for that. But I've always had the bug, like growing up, and always wanted to come back from Aussie to go racing, and so we're back into it in the stock car, and it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, awesome, and out of all of that, you went clubbing, and the rest is history, mate. Oh, geez, you're running off those cars and those things. I was sitting there going through in my head, Peter Stanway, thinking, I'm sure that's a 39R. Then you mentioned Harvey 19 back. I was running all the numbers of their cars in my head because I knew all those names you mentioned. 77, Dennis McCafferty back in the NC Couriers with the big bloody wing and everything. Brought back all these bloody things. I remember Pete Stanway and Rex Neal. Talking to Rex Neal, actually, just to share this, I see his old car, the old Gorge back in the day. Someone had it on social media for sale. I think the whole rolling chassis with everything on it was like $2,500. I might be wrong, but there's a car you may want to buy and put it back into the state of what that car was back in the day next to Murray Hobbs with the Pro Action engines before that real hot rod modified looking bloody thing came out and out of Pro Action. But I remember all that stuff. Holy hell, with all the craft works and everything. Bloody cool, all right.
Yeah, old Steve got to jump behind a super stock again the other week, didn't he? And old Sam's one, or the one he owns with Sam, drove it around there with the Reezers and everybody out on the track.
Yeah. It's good to see them. They had a meeting in Gizzy at the start of the season, I think, and they had a lot of the old sort of legend drivers from Gizzy and around the ways sort of jumping cars. And Mike Bill was another guy who I grew up watching race with the old boy. Yeah. So it was really cool to see.
Awesome.
And I think the Legends race that they had in Palmerston North one season, they had all the old guns back in the in borrowed cars, and that was a cool race to watch, that one.
Yeah. Dave Evans kept bunting everybody out of the way, He got in trouble.
Oh, he's still bunting people in the classics.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it too when you're mentioning some of that. I think is it King Spears, the manager of the Gladiators?
Yeah, Dana's our team manager at the moment. So Dave Kingsbury's her dad. I raced with him back in the Superstock days too. But he's only recently sort of hung the helmet up. But he had a good car.
Yeah, I remember Daryl Kingsbury back in the day, Reese List and all those names, and the list goes on. So, plenty of good times with the G there. Imagine a bloody old KJ King James or James Freeman was on there.
His dad raced,
Yeah. Dave Thomas, all right. Start with you, Hayden. He's got any chance going to Superstocks. Would you, if you were able to, would you do it, Hayden?
For sure. I'd have another go at that if I was given the opportunity.
Yeah.
But loving the stock cars still as well.
Awesome, mate. And Will, if you had the opportunity, if it came up, would you do it? Go to a Superstock?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's always the pinnacle of like stock car racing, I guess. Superstocks, and to race their Palmy teams is probably the ultimate. win or lose. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to be a part of that event would be awesome.
Okay. Get through this season. Obviously, this weekend. Sorry, Hayden. Get through this weekend if you're not too much bloody damage. What's left for the Barker Racing? Much more happening with that?
Probably, obviously, go over to Napier and just play it by ear after that. We are looking at one more meeting, maybe down south somewhere. Okay. But yeah, it's just see what comes along and where we're at. Really, might start the off season after this meeting.
All right. Well, what's happening? You get through unscathed, not too much damage. Much happening for you?
Yeah, we haven't really got anything planned after Peterberry's either, so we'll just play it by ear as well. Our last meeting in Gisborne is like on the same weekend, so we won't have any home meetings to go to, so we'll just keep an ear open and see how we go after this weekend, and we'll go from there.
You've got Autumn Nats as well after Peterberry's for Miani as well. That's supposed to be getting big this year as well, so keep that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if the car or the body survives after the weekend.
You might be on a high if you take it out, mate. You guys might be on a big high. Want to race everywhere, carrying that biggest, heaviest trophy in the country.
Might be still over there partying.
Yeah. Good on you. Good on you. Good on you. I love what you're saying. Love the attitude of it as well. The focus is to give it all out there on the track, 110% plus. Lucas Hay, 13G. Logan Bruce, 17G. Josh Mulcahy, 48G. You got Ethan Bruce, 71G, and used to Hayden and Bill representing the Gladiators. They're looking forward to. That's a cool bloody t-shirt actually, and I love the design around everything. Obviously you can't do without your crews and your families and everything like that, but the other part of this, I know one of you gentlemen have it, is the sponsors.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a list here. Obviously kicked the Gladiators sort of back into life this year, and Dana and Nigel and Kelly done a lot of work at the start of the season to get all that going. And the club, the support from the club. And then we got the Tyre General. They won the raffle for the naming rights sponsors.
Oh, cool.
And then after that, we got we had Mackendore Logging, Zodiac Signs. There's 4 Square Pit Stop, Andrew Harvey Spray Painters, Phil Law Panel Beaters, Fareham Helicopters, Pie on Beer. There's Bruce Motorsport. NTF Finance, Waito, the Tyre General, obviously, Sam's Upholstery, Vulcan Engineering, can't even read that one, and where are we? That's about it from what I can read off this list. There is some more, and if I missed them or can't read them, I'm sorry about that, so yeah. But again, wouldn't be able to do it without all those people, all the crews, all the families, from everyone.
Yeah,
and
100%.
also there's 2 young guys that have jumped up this year, or for this meeting, that are going to have a go, and it's good of them to put their hands up and go see what it's about.
Yeah, exactly. Good on them. Awesome. Hey, and if you want to find out more about the team, just go to their Facebook page. I think we'll mention it earlier on. That's where you get the merch and everything as well. When do you boys head down from Gizzy down to Napier? When do you head down?
I'll let Will he's coming from Gizzy.
We'll be heading down early Friday morning. Yeah.
When do you head across, Hayden?
We're undecided. We're just going to see what happens. If it work-wise and that, we might go Thursday night or quite early on Friday morning. Yeah, just making that decision probably tomorrow night to see,
Awesome.
Awesome, boys. Hey, thank you both for joining us. I know you've been hanging out for a long time to jump on the show. I appreciate you guys coming and have a chat. Good luck to the Gladiators, all the best, and representing the G. Proud, no doubt, with all the crews, the families, your supporters, and safe travels to you both. And go hard as you do at Teams Racing and put the G out there somewhere in amongst it all and give it your all. Thank you very much, eh?
Cool. Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for what you do for the sport.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
We'll talk to you on Friday, I'd say.
Will do.
Yeah.
See you later.
Here we go.
There we
This is
go.
Gladiators, kids. So basically, we've got Friday starts at Grand Parade 4:30, racing from 5. If you can't make it to the track, it's the Pits Media for the live stream. Get their app. That's the best way to do it. There it is, scrolling down the bottom. Kins has put it up there for us all. And our shows each night this week start at 7 p.m, not 7:30. So tomorrow night we have Rotorua, Stratford and Wanganui on tomorrow night. So join us for another exciting information. I mean, these guys, all of them tonight, been fantastic, Kins.
Oh, 100%. And there's some of your supporter details here as well. Nothing on the Friday, obviously, like Booker said, be teams racing. And then, of course, you'll have the superstars coming through on the Saturday. There's a bit of history, like shared earlier on as well, around the 2010 going through to when Cyclone Gabriel won in 23. There's your official live streamer. As Book said, that's it. The Pits TV.
Yep. Get their app, and that way you can't get conned by those.
Yeah, those. And there you go. Tickets.
Ass munchers.
Yeah, trying to make money out of scam stuff and everything. The Pro Action Chevy died. Yeah, it did, Scott. Mate, it's been awesome catching up with all 6 drivers tonight. And yeah, it's been bloody good, actually, having a good little chat to all of it. Like you said, 3 more teams tomorrow. Wednesday's the biggie with the draw, and Bookers in the club room starting a bit earlier. So just remind about that if you want to hear the draw. What time we start on Wednesday, Books?
7 o'clock. We'll start Wednesday 7 as well. Yep, we'll start early. The club rooms will be open from 6:30 for those locals that want to be there. Kins will be there with me in spirit. He'll be live on the big screen with us there. So yeah, but he won't be at the club rooms with us, but he will be with us, of course. We can't do it without our mate Kins. So yeah, it's very important. But yeah, tune in tomorrow from 7, team.
Yeah, exactly. Look, everyone out there, enjoy your Monday. Hope you're slightly adjusting to daylight savings. It's been a bit different, but hey, we enjoy what we do, and thank you to every single driver that's joined us tonight as well. Take care out there, everyone. We'll catch you back same time, but early, 7 o'clock. See ya.
See yous. Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot now.